There's a place in Portugal where a river narrows into a deadly gorge, and legend says a horse once jumped across. The scar is still there. It's not a myth. The place is real, remote, wild, and nearly forgotten, but that's just one of 5 journeys we're about to take. We'll explore paths with no signs, no fences, no crowds, just raw terrain, hidden history, and landscapes that push you off the map. If you think you've seen Portugal, think again. The country hides beaches, cliffs, rivers, and ridgelines few have ever reached. And if you stay to the end, you won't just find out where these places are, you'll learn how to get there. People have had to be airlifted from this beach. There's no path, no stairs, just a cliff, a trail, and a decision. Praia da Ursa sits near the westernmost point of mainland Europe. It's one of the wildest beaches in Portugal and the most dangerous to access. There are no warning signs, no rails, no marked routes. The descent involves loose rocks and steep drops. Still, adventurers keep coming, chasing what might be the most untouched shore in the country. The trail starts easy, but quickly becomes unstable and steep. It takes 30 to 40 minutes to descend if you're careful, and far longer to climb back up. The path can vanish under your feet. There's no shade, no mobile signal, and no help. Some turn back, others press on, knowing that what waits below is rare. At the bottom, 2 massive rock formations rise from the Atlantic. One is shaped like a bear protecting its cub, giving the beach its name, Ursa. Local legends say they were turned to stone by the gods, but the tide is more real than myth. It rises fast and can swallow the sand in minutes. The beach itself is rugged. Thick sand, sharp stones, and unpredictable waves. There are no lifeguards. The currents are powerful. The cliffs echo everything. Being here feels less like arriving at a beach and more like stepping into a forgotten coastline. Raw, unstable, and deeply real. Those who reach it don't forget it, not because it's beautiful, many beaches are, but because you had to earn it. Praia da Ursa doesn't welcome you, it tests you, and that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. This is a place where you might turn a corner and face a wild horse. Faia Brava is Portugal's first private nature reserve. Tucked inside the Coa Valley, it has no ticket booth, no fences, no visitor center. There's no staff in sight. You enter through a wooden farm gate and step into a space where nature leads. There's no cell service and almost no noise. Inside the reserve, herds of wild Guarano horses and longhorn Maranessa cattle roam freely. They're not fed or controlled. They live as they always have, shaping the landscape by simply existing. You might see them crossing paths, blocking trails, or standing completely still, watching you with ancient calm. The trails are old shepherd paths, uneven and unmarked. You walk through dry riverbeds, rocky slopes, and thick brush. Sometimes the tracks you follow aren't human. There are no signs, no guides, just small wooden benches on hilltops where the only map is the horizon. Overhead, vultures, kites, and eagles circle in silence. This is one of the most important raptor habitats in the Iberian Peninsula. Below, the land holds secrets, collapsed walls, pre-Roman carvings, and unmarked ruins. The reserve overlaps with the Coa Valley, home to Ice Age rock engravings still being discovered. By late afternoon, the light shifts. The animals disappear into the trees, the birds retreat to cliffs, and you realize you've just walked through a wild zone with no boundaries, no crowds, and no script. This place wasn't designed for visitors. That's exactly what makes it worth visiting. This river narrows into a crack so tight, locals say a horse once jumped it. Some believe the mark is still there. Pulo do Lobo, Wolf's Leap, is the most violent and narrow stretch of the Guadiana River. The rock walls close in so tight, the river looks like it's being squeezed by ancient forces. The water crashes through a steep drop, forming a roaring, untamed current. There are no fences, no viewing platforms, and no warning signs. The trail is real but barely marked. The name comes from a story. A rider fleeing a battle urged his horse to leap across the chasm and made it. They say the hoof print is still visible in the stone. Standing here, you understand why the story stuck. The gorge feels mythical. The air vibrates with sound. The danger is visible and real. Getting here requires effort. A dirt road turns into an overgrown path. In summer, the heat becomes unbearable. Over 45 degrees Celsius is common. In winter, the rocks are slick and unstable. The signs are old and rusted. Most people don't reach the actual edge. Those who do usually go silent. Getting here requires effort. A dirt road turns into an overgrown path. In summer, the heat becomes unbearable. Over 45 degrees Celsius is common. In winter, the rocks are slick and unstable. The signs are old and rusted. Most people don't reach the actual edge. Those who do usually go silent. This isn't a tourist spot. It's a collision between nature, myth, and risk. A place where the land refuses to be safe and demands you respect that. On Portugal's highest mountain, the trail can vanish in fog, and the cold can freeze your path before you return. Serra da Estrela is not just a peak, it's a test. The journey often begins at Covo da Metade, a quiet glacial valley with silver poplars and icy streams. But from there, the terrain climbs sharply toward Torre, the highest point on mainland Portugal. This isn't a marked tourist loop. It's a climb that demands awareness, pacing, and respect for changing conditions. Covone seems peaceful, almost too easy. That illusion ends when the mist arrives. Visibility can drop in seconds. The stream turns into black ice. Paths vanish. People often underestimate it, then struggle to find their way back. Even in summer, temperatures drop fast and the valley traps cold like a bowl. The ascent to Torre takes you over stone fields, broken trails, and steep, uneven slopes. In spring or autumn, patches of snow can block routes. In winter, the snow blankets everything. There are no clear signs. Sometimes even the summit disappears in whiteout. What's easy in sunlight becomes disorienting in minutes. But when the weather holds, the views stretch for miles. Glacial lakes, stone ridgelines, ancient shepherd shelters. The air is sharp. There's no noise, no traffic, just wind and sky. At nearly 2,000 meters, you're above almost everything in Portugal. And it feels like another world, cold, vast, and unscripted. At the top, there's no monument worthy of the climb, just a simple tower and silence. But maybe that's the point. Serra da Estrela doesn't reward you with a finish line. It changes how you look at the land you came from. Just 40 minutes from Lisbon, there's a beach you can't see from the road. And if you miss the path, you'll never find it. Arabada is a collision of sea and limestone cliffs. It's not just a park, it's a barrier. Vertical walls drop into the Atlantic, hiding tiny beaches between shadows and stone. One of them, Praia dos Coelhos, is almost invisible unless you know exactly where to look. The trail? Narrow, steep, and overgrown. Most pass by without knowing what they missed. Some places here are only reachable from the water. Kayaking along the coastline reveals submerged caves, natural arches, and coves where no trail leads. The water is turquoise, but freezing. Coasteering is an option for the bold. jumping, swimming, and climbing along jagged edges. There's no easy way in or out. On foot, the trails weave through Mediterranean scrub and loose rock. In places, the path disappears into cliff edges. There are no handrails, no lights, no signs. Some routes are officially closed, too dangerous, but still explored. Every step is a calculation between risk and view. This kind of wilderness, this level of silence is rare, especially so close to a major city. At certain lookouts, you can hear the ocean and see nothing but stone and sky. It feels like another continent. The cliffs shield the beaches not just from sight, but from time. Arabida isn't a place you visit casually. You enter it, you descend, you climb, you swim. And if you're lucky, you see something most never will, because most don't try. If you've made it this far, you've seen a Portugal few people ever will. Not through postcards, not from tour buses, but through climbs, descents, silence, and sweat. These weren't just destinations, they were tests. Each one asked something of you: strength, attention, and presence. In every place, the land pushed back. Tides that erase trails, heat that blurs direction, stone that breaks rhythm. Nothing here was designed for comfort, and that's what made it real. Beauty without safety, story without script. What links these 5 landscapes isn't distance, it's quiet. The quiet of no signal, no signs, no distractions. Just the sound of wind through cliffs, birds circling, and your own breath as you step forward. This wasn't a travel video. It was a reminder that what still matters still exists. You don't need a ticket to find it. Just time, patience, and the decision to go where no one is telling you to go. And now, after mountains, rivers, beaches, and scars of stone, the ocean, still there, still waiting. But now it looks different. Now it looks like freedom. Before we begin, just a small, heartfelt ask. If you're not subscribed yet, now's the perfect time to join us. It truly makes a difference. And to everyone, new or returning, drop a like and leave a quick comment, even something simple like where you're watching from. That small interaction helps this community stay alive and growing. And if you see the HYPE button, tap it. It helps the channel more than you know. Thanks for being here. Let's begin.